especially thank you from coming from so far. Couple of constituency committees are also present. I see some of the people from Albert. I see some people from Mesop. Our Secretary General, Miss Bev Castillo, thank you. You, the members of the Media Corps, Channel 7, I see 5, Love, X, Krem, yes, councillors, yes, councillor, councillor Morning, thank you all. And those people tuning in via whichever platform, a heartfelt good morning. Thank you for your attendance and participation this morning. There are several major issues that our country is facing. The United Democratic Party has committed itself to remaining vigilant and on top of those issues. And today's press conference is aimed at addressing exactly that. So without further ado, I call to the podium our party leader, the Honorable Tracy Panto.
Good morning thank you, I should say, to our Master of Ceremony, Damon Goff. I wish to acknowledge my esteemed colleagues at the head table, our caretakers and standard bearers, our executive committees. I see representatives from the Northern Caucus, from the Western Caucus, from the Central Caucus, and from the Southern Caucus. And so we're very pleased that you made the effort and time to be here this morning. It's indicative, in my opinion, if we hope to get back to governing this country. I want to acknowledge specifically the Deputy Mayor of the Twin Towns, Santa Elena, San Ignacio, Ms. Eliana, thank you so much. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention the Secretary General and her very small but capable team here at the Secretariat. And last and certainly not the least, members of our Media Corps. I thank you all for joining us, and I welcome Belizeans both at home and abroad who are tuning in via this live streaming we're doing by Wave, The Guardian, Hot Off the Press, and the Tracy for Albert Facebook page. May I ask, before I get into the substantive matter of the day, if we can kindly all stand for a moment of silence for all those who have been killed due to violent crime on our city streets. There has been mayhem, is the best that I can describe it. And I ask you to indulge me for a minute to call the names of those young men who were killed in the last few weeks. We call the name of Jameer Cambranes, 19 years old, who was found on the Boom Road earlier this morning. Mr. Santos Antonio Escobar, killed in Corozal, 55 years old. Mr. Alwin Marin Jr., 17 years old. Mr. Jahel Westby, 18 years old. Mr. Steve Lewis from Dangriga, 24 years old. Mr. Shaquem Ferguson, 26 years old. from the community of Belize Rural Central. Mr. Elroy Bainton, 29 years old. The victims of the triple murder in San Pedro. Mr. Edward Scrubby Saldano and Mr. Zamar Alvarez, 22 years old, from Belmopan. We call their names and we ask for God's mercy for them and for their families and loved ones they have left behind. There has also been cases of numerous, maybe too numerous to count on two hands, of victims of accidents on our highways. Young lives being taken away far too soon, and those who have been kidnapped, who are presumably dead, but whom families continue to search for with the hope of good news. I thank you. You may be seated. I wish to acknowledge the arrival of our Mayor of the Twin Towns of San Ignacio, Santa Elena, Mayor Errol Trapp, who I believe will be returned to Town Hall come March of 2027. So the last press conference the United Democratic Party hosted was back, I believe, on February 10th of this year. And from then until now, clearly, there's a lot of ground we need to cover, hence the distinguished panel we have at the head table. We will try to be succinct because we understand the importance of the time, particularly of our media partners. It goes without saying that we're living in unprecedented times. The uncertainties that Belizeans face on a day-to-day basis reminds me of when we found ourselves exposed to the COVID-19 pandemic back in 2020. At that time, the UDP administration sought to put the people of this country first. The Prime Minister and our party leader at the time was the Right Honorable Dean Oliver Barrow. And his first action was to call for a bipartisan cooperation to provide both support and solutions that we faced as a nation. We went farther. We realigned our national priorities as it related to large infrastructure projects. We went to our donor communities and to those who provided us loans and asked for their support to redirect those resources in the interest of the Belizean people. We, the United Democratic Party, provided direct relief to households and workers. We provided incentives for micro and small and medium enterprises, the productive sector, and for the farming community in particular. We wanted to be sure that through the pandemic, we could feed ourselves. Effectively, with the high cost of energy, the high cost of fuel, with the escalating cost of living, garbage collection fees will now exceed the cost of their land tax annually. Bus transportation fees have increased, and very concerning to me is the production inputs and production costs are skyrocketing. There's an ongoing process. The term is to recalibrate SSB contributions, which threatens higher deductions from employees. Housing solutions that are available, very limited, benefit only the well-connected and not the working class. $57 million has been set aside in this year's budget for basic healthcare services. And yet, these services are still out of reach for many Belizeans. Don't take my word for it. You go on social media on any given day, and you see the families asking, requesting, pleading for help to cover healthcare services for their families. So what is the plan? What will be the plan when the government will yield to pressures to send back the Cuban Medical Brigade? We haven't heard about it. We haven't seen a proposal, not even a mere suggestion of how the gap will be filled. In addition to the $57 million for NHI, there's $50 million for medical stores and supplies. Yet, the future of women's reproductive health is being exposed to greater risk. As a woman, I was highly offended when the doctor in charge of public health said on national television that the Ministry of Health and Wellness was exercising my prerogative on how I access medication for my reproductive health. How insulting to women and girls across this country. Large-scale infrastructure projects are proceeding